So I posted about my early carnivore days and some of the carnivore and not carnivore things that I was eating that kept me out of ketosis. And I wanted to discuss why ketosis, how you know you're in ketosis, and do you have to be on the carnivore diet? When you're eating whole nutrient-dense foods like on the carnivore diet, you are naturally eating a low to no carb diet. And so it's likely that, yeah, you might be in ketosis some or most of the time. But here's the thing. On the carnivore diet, we are eating a pretty high protein diet and much higher as it compares to the ketogenic diet. And this is great for muscle retention, muscle building. It's good for your overall health. It is great for satiety and for fullness. But the higher protein on the carnivore diet means that you might not always be in a deep ketosis. That's why when you're using a ketone meter, my recommendation is the Keto Mojo. There's a link up in my bio. When you're using a ketone meter, you might not see a high ketone reading, and this is why. On the keto diet, the main point of the diet is to stay in ketosis. And so they eat a lower amount of protein to keep their ketone levels high. So naturally on the keto diet, the goal is to stay in a deep ketosis. And so keto dieters will moderate their protein so that they stay in ketosis and keep their ketones high. On the carnivore diet, we're not chasing deep ketosis all the time. We are chasing optimal health. So as carnivores, we don't stress out about being in ketosis all the time. We want to look at factors like, is our energy stable? Are we reducing our cravings? Is our brain focused? Do we feel good overall? And so we're focused on eating super nutrient-dense foods from animals that are giving us all of the nutrients that we need. And sometimes when you're so focused on ketones, you're not focusing on overall energy and those nutrients that your body needs. There is a minimum level of protein your body needs to be thriving. And if you are focusing on just having ketones and getting your protein low in order to get there, I think you're missing an overall health benefit of these low-carb diets. Also, I sort of equate hitting some arbitrary ketone number as just as silly as hopping on the scale and meeting some arbitrary number, like the number we were before we had kids or the number we were when we went to college. Like, these are all just arbitrary. Why are we focused on the scale when really the whole big picture is better health and our waistline changing? I wanted to offer a little bit of context because I'm making this video in response to comments that I got on two of my last videos where I was talking about, in one, some of the carnivore snacks that I was eating that was keeping me out of ketosis. And then in another, I was talking about how drinking coffee all day with cream is actually just keeping you in a fed state and not allowing you to hit ketosis. And so a lot of people were like, oh, so she wants to be in ketosis all the time. And so I'm making this video to tell you, first of all, the things that you should notice. If you are in ketosis, you'll notice that your energy is really great. You'll notice that you don't have cravings. There are things that you can notice instead of having to take a blood test all the time. But it's not important to be in ketosis all the time. And if you're eating a carnivore diet full of great nutrients at the protein level that you need for your body to thrive, you're in and out of ketosis all the time anyway. I was just more mentioning when I was talking about those snacks that it was less about ketosis and it was more about the fact that my cravings were coming back. I was eating cream cheese and pork rinds. Pork rinds are okay. I was eating cream cheese with the pork rinds. And I was just noticing that I was like, I feel very snacky. I do not feel like I can go a long time in between meals. I feel like that snacky gremlin was woken up when I was eating some of those things. And so I wanted to go back into more of a ketosis mindset and just eat meats and salt and fat. And so that's what people do, is kind of keeping that toggle going back and forth. So hopefully this was helpful to give you a little insight into why people even want to be in ketosis, if carnivores even need to be in ketosis, and what the difference is between the keto diet and the carnivore diet. Does this help? Let me know in the comments.